Since the 1990s, I've traveled the world working with activists and advocates in hopes of helping them use their voice to make real progress in the areas of climate change, gender equity, sexual violence, and global health. For a long time, though, I did not see what was right in front of me, that all these issues are intimately connected to food. Like most consumers, I thought of food as, well, just food. I came to realize that food is one of our most personal and political daily acts. Too many in the food world, especially in restaurants, focus on flavor first, and often exclusively. Our food choices, though, affect more than just our stomachs. Our food choices impact everything from our personal health to the preservation of the planet. Understanding the connection between our plates, personal preferences, and the politics governing our food system feels both obvious and challenging. Too often we focus on the plate because it's easier to talk about how fresh blueberries taste than it is to talk about how they were grown and harvested, often by underage and undocumented farm workers. When we exchange recipes for shrimp tacos, we can simply ignore the discussion around whether the shrimp was raised in polluted farm waters or caught by third-generation shrimpers, or if the corn for the tortillas was genetically modified. More than 90% of all corn grown in the United States is, by the way. We have to start looking beyond our own plates and preferences and see what our choices are doing to our communities. The policies, choices, and trade-offs holding up our current food system are inextricably linked, and not always in a good way. Nowhere is this clearer for me than global meat consumption. The first time I saw a live animal slaughter as part of the first chef boot camp for policy and change, I better understood the issues in front of us. If we choose to eat meat, there are dozens of questions we need to, as consumers, ask ourselves. Was the animal raised by a small family farmer who doesn't use feed that includes additional antibiotics? Or was it bought from a large multinational company that relies on concentrated animal feeding operations, or CAFOs, to keep up with global demand? Was it processed on a small farm, or was it sent to a slaughterhouse where millions of pounds of meat are processed each day? Were the workers on the farms, in the slaughterhouses, and in the grocery stores all paid a living wage, free of harassment and violence, and were they able to access health care and other benefits? How much are we willing to pay for products that are in sync with our personal values? To a consumer, these questions can be overwhelming. Each answer leads to another question, and every decision feels like the wrong choice. It all leads, very quickly, to information paralysis. And when faced with so many choices, we often default to the status quo, the thing that takes the least amount of effort and thought. That stand is no longer acceptable. Consumers, companies, and yes, even chefs need help understanding our food system and finding ways to improve it.